back once again with another Game of the Week. And what am I taking a look at this time? It's Exidy's Venture. Venture is a fantasy-themed action game released in the arcades in 1981 by Exidy. The goal of Venture is to collect treasures from a dungeon as a round smiley face named Winky. It was released as a launch title for the ColecoVision in 1982 and then ported to the Atari 2600 and Intellivision by Coleco. Winky is equipped with a bow and arrow and explores a dungeon with rooms and hallways. The hallways are patrolled by large tentacle monsters named hall monsters, which cannot be killed, injured, or stopped in any way. Once in a room, Winky may have to kill monsters, avoid traps, to gather the treasures. If he stays in a room too long, a hall monster will enter the room and chase and kill him if caught. In this way, the hall monsters serve as the same role as Evil Otto in the arcade game Berserk. The more quickly the player finishes each level, the higher their score. The goal of each room is only to steal the room's treasures. In most rooms, it's possible, though difficult, to steal the treasure without defeating the monsters within. Some rooms have traps that are only sprung when the player picks up a treasure. For instance, in the two-headed room, the two-headed entities appear the moment the player picks up the prize. Winky dies if he touches a monster or a hall monster. Dead monsters decay over time and their corpses may block room exits, delaying Winky and possibly allowing a hall monster to enter. Shooting a corpse causes it to regress back to its initial death phase. The monsters themselves move in specific patterns, but may deviate to chase the player, and the game's AI allows them to dodge the player's shots with varying degrees of intelligence. For example, the snakes in the surfing room are relatively slow to dodge arrows. The trolls in the troll room are quite adept at evasion. The game consists of 3 different dungeon levels with different rooms. After clearing all the rooms in a level, the player advances to the next. After 3 levels, the rooms, patterns, and the monsters repeat, but at a higher speed and with different set of treasures. The different dungeons in each level are as follows. In the first level, there's the wall room, serpent room, skeleton room, goblin room. When you head down to the second level, you have the two-headed room, dragon room, spider room, and troll room. When you make it to the third dungeon, you have the genie room, the demon room, the cyclops room, and the bat room. The ColecoVision version of Venture was reviewed in Video Magazine in its Arcade Alley column, where its graphics and sound and backgrounds were praised. Reviewers predicted that the game's complex play routine and strategies, which had made the game seem out of place in the arcades, would guarantee home release success and popularity. It would go on to receive a certificate of merit in the category of Best Arcade to Home Translation at the 4th Annual Arcade Awards. Creative Video and Arcade Games in 1983 complained of the repetition of the first 3 levels after completing them, but said otherwise the ColecoVision Venture was just as enjoyable as the arcade version. Jan Yarat reviewed the ColecoVision version of Venture in Space Gamer number 58. Yarat commented that, "I wish the designer was credited. He deserves it. The cartridge is a lot of fun and should remain one of our favorite for years to come. I highly recommend it." Now, in typical ColecoVision fashion, the ColecoVision port was far superior to the Intellivision and Atari ports. In all fairness, the graphics on the ColecoVision was far superior, but these ports, as usual with Coleco's other games, looked a lot worse because they wanted you to see the graphical superiority of the ColecoVision. And I can't totally disagree. I love the ColecoVision port of Venture. So that's it. Thank you once again for joining us for another Game of the Week. See you next time. Remember, in the meantime, tell your family and friends that you love them. And remember, above all else, remember to game on.